You're listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. Hi, I'm Francine.
And I'm Carrie.
We're two best friends who can't stop talking, usually about Disney stuff.
Sometimes we have fascinating guests, and sometimes it's just us. But it's always positive and fun.
We're happy to have you join our chat. Thanks for listening, and let's get started. Well, hello, Carrie.
Hello.
Hello. We're back with our friend Stan Solo. Hi, Stan.
Hello. Happy to be back. We're doing part 2. I don't know if we're going to get this done in 2 parts.
Stan, are we going to do this in 2 parts? I don't know. This is part 2 of your adventures. So 2 weeks ago, we talked about the first part of your trip in Hong Kong and all of the exciting things that you did there. And now we are on to part 2 of your trip.
Mm-hmm. And so part 1, it's 16 days. We did days 1 to 6.
I know. Like, we got 10 more days.
I got 10 more days to do. So
And go.
Let's go. Okay. So when we last left, I was leaving Hong Kong and I was heading to Tokyo. I booked a flight on a discount airline called Hong Kong Express. This is a discount airline. People can complain about, I've never flown the discount airlines here, so I can't really say what they're like. But yeah, they take you on a bus out in the middle of the runway and you have to go up the step ladder to get onto the jet. You're not allowed to bring any food and water of your own. You can only buy food and water, and they walk up and down the aisles making sure you're not drinking your own water, eating your own food.
Really?
Yeah. If you want to bring in extra luggage, you pay for that extra luggage. And the seats don't recline, and they're really thin seats. Like, I'm looking at these seats, I'm thinking, if there's an accident, these seats are snapping in half. Like, they're not going to survive a
Or their
crash.
seatbelts.
Yeah, you do get a seatbelt.
Okay, I'll try not to ask anything. You got to get through this. I'll save my questions till the end. Okay.
Yeah, I think I didn't use the washroom, but I'm assuming you have to put a quarter in. My knees were like 1 inch away from touching the seat in front of me.
Wow.
It was a kind of a longer flight too. I think it was like 5 hours or 4 hours of a flight. Like, it was a longer flight. The seats are really small. They're not made for a big rear end Canadian. They're made for like more of an Asian person. But it was you get what you pay for, right? I pre-ordered a meal. They said on the website that if you pre-order the meals, it's less expensive than ordering it on the plane, and it was actually pretty good. It was like a mushroom pasta thing. It was nice. It was 3.5 hours, and I basically slept most of the way, anyways. I was, let's face it, I was tired after.
Yeah, you should have been.
Yeah. So we got into the NHR airport. I think I can't remember what it's called, but it's in Japan at 4 p.m. So my plan was, I watched on YouTube, and there's this, you go to this kiosk and you can buy a ticket for the train, and you pick what seat you want to sit in, and you get your own seat you get to sit in, and it takes you directly to the station. It's like a 3-minute walk from my hotel.
Okay.
So I could not find this ticket machine anywhere. And I'm asking people, and they're like, I don't know. I'm a tourist too. What are you asking me for? So then someone's finally said, well, just go to the ticket counter and just buy one. I go, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll just go to the ticket counter and buy one. So I guess I went to the wrong ticket counter because she sold me a ticket. And I said, like, do I get to pick my seat or anything? She says, no. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, this wasn't the high-speed rail that would take me straight to my hotel. This was a train that had like 20 stops on the way to my. It took me to the station. I got there, but it wasn't what I was expecting. It was a lot less expensive than the one I would have taken. So, in the end, it worked out. I got there.
But it took you a lot longer than you thought.
I thought it was weird because the price wasn't what I was expecting, and I didn't get to pick my own seat and all that. But anyways, I get there and I get my ticket. So I go down these. She just said, I said, where do I go now? And she goes, oh, you go downstairs. Okay, so I go downstairs and there's a guy standing there, a Japanese guy, does not speak any English at all. So the ticket had no English on it either, so he could read it. So I show him my ticket, and he takes me to this spot and tells me to stand here.
Okay.
Okay. And then he's kind of helping some other people and all that. And then he comes back and he looks at my ticket again, and he takes me and moves me to a different spot. Tells me to stand here. He just points at the ground. Stand here. So I'm like, okay. So a train comes, and people get off, and people are going on. But the people in the spot I was standing in, they went on. And there was a lady in front of me standing. Well, she didn't move. Oh. And I'm like, so am I supposed to wait for the next train, I guess? Because I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. You know?
Right.
Like, you don't want to get on the wrong train. So I waited. And then the next train came, and then she went and got on. So I followed her. It wasn't for that, I probably would have entered the wrong. If she wasn't in front of me and I was the first person in line, I would have just went on, not knowing that I wasn't supposed to go on that train.
Carrie, see, these are the stories that make me nervous about you and I venturing on to one of these things, because you and I would end up on a train going to Timbuktu and would have no way of getting back. That's what would happen to us. Stan was smart. He followed the lady in front of him.
Well, yeah, you kind of have to be aware of your surroundings. It was a red dot. Like, it was a red dot, and all the people on the red dots went in, and the people on the green dots waited. And I was on the green dot. So when the next train came, all the green dot people went on, and the red dot people stayed where they were. So Japan's very unique, I think, in that way, where everybody's single file all the time. Like they love everything.
Very orderly.
Very orderly. And the trains, not only are the trains quiet, but nobody talks on the train. And even announce to try to avoid loud conversations and don't talk on your phone and put your phone on mute. You know, so
Carrie and I would get kicked off the train, is what you're saying.
Well, exactly. Exactly. And it almost got to be annoying with nobody talking after a while, because they think, will you robots say something? This is crazy. So anyways, yeah, it was about 15 stops. And I finally got to my hotel. And I hadn't separated my luggage yet. I just had my one big R2-D2 looking suitcase. So I made it to the train. I used Google Maps trying to find my hotel. It's supposed to be a 3-minute walk. It took me like 40 minutes because I kept going in the wrong direction. It was bad. It was bad. I have no sense of direction at all. Anyways, eventually I just started not even using the maps. I was just kind of looking at how many meters I was from the destination.
Right.
I wasn't looking at the map at all. I was looking at how many meters. So I'd walk and it'd be 35 meters. Okay, I'm going the wrong way. And it'd be 30 meters. Okay, and then I start walking, or 25 meters. Oh, I'm getting closer. and eventually I'm walking, and it says I'm like 3 meters away. I'm like, well, where are they? And I was standing right beside it. So, so checking went in okay. The guy he didn't have the best English, but English was better than my Japanese. I'm carrying this stupid luggage the whole time. The room was really small, and this is the room I'm at the longest. I'm 6 nights at this room. It's tiny. It's like the bed's right up against the wall, and you can barely fit between the bed and the dresser. And had one of the Japanese toilets with all the buttons on the wall. Which was kind of, you sit down and then, ooh, seat's warm. It was very, very deluxe.
Are you in the room all by yourself? Like, you're not sharing it with anybody? Yeah.
No, I'm by myself. Yeah.
Because I've seen looking at Tokyo Disneyland, like they have rooms that have like 3 single beds instead of like whatever. So yeah.
No, it just had one single bed. It was very narrow.
Your closet.
But yeah, so I made do. I wasn't really in the room much anyways. I had a pants press in the room, which is
oh, that's neat.
Yeah. I had to
looking to see your pants were nice and dapper.
yeah, exactly. I make sure my shorts were ironed. There was coffee, tea, toothbrushes, all sorts of stuff in the room. It's pretty cool. The toilet paper was like, you know how Disney toilet paper is like a half a ply?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is half of that.
That's brutal.
Yeah, so you're going to be using the bidet. There's a 7-Eleven right next door, so that was I knew that was going to be handy. I went and did laundry that night because I tried not to pack very much because I wanted to have room to come back with. So laundry, I to myself and these guys that were from Korea, we figured out how to do the laundry machine. we've managed to figure it out. I picked up some food and water at the 7-Eleven, and I had an early night. It was like 10 o'clock. I went to bed, and that was the whole day.
That's travel days are long and tiring.
Yeah. So the next day was my first full day in Tokyo, day 8, and I decided to do the world's largest crossing in the world and kind of look around there. There's different, shopping and all that. So I did that. I did do that world's largest crossing. Went to the Nintendo store, got my daughter some stuff that she wanted. Went to a record store because I had some friends that wanted records, and they were way more expensive than the exact same ones you get here. They weren't nothing special about them.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah. Ate at McDonald's because I got tired of just having food that I didn't really care too much for.
How was it?
It was good. It had a teriyaki burger. I wanted to at least something different, a Mick teriyaki. Ran into a lot of people that were going to Celebration, which was kind of cool. Then I wanted to see it was a 3D cat.
Oh, I've seen that online. Like the billboard thingy?
Yeah, so I wanted to see that. So it was like one train away. So it's like, well, I'm going to go see the 3D cat. So I hopped on the train. So it's a big, huge, it's almost like a Times Square size billboard. And it runs these ads. And then every once in a while, this big, huge cat comes on. And everybody picks up their phones and they start recording this big cat. And it meows and it fills up the whole area. And it just purrs and rolls around and all that.
It looks real.
But it looks real. But the problem is there's some kind of, I'm not sure if it's a filter or what, but when you record it, you don't get it. It's all
the
blurry.
Same, right? So you don't get the same experience. Like it doesn't look the same.
It doesn't look anything like. Yeah, it's really bad.
Almost like you were recording a 3D movie without the glasses, kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, of course, Carrie's heard of this cat, but
I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah, you gotta look it up on
because then
YouTube.
I'm gonna end up with then I have nothing but cat videos on my phone for days.
So cool though.
It's really cool. And it does different things every time it comes on. It will push stuff off the ledge and it will roll over.
Oh my gosh!
Go wear a policeman's hat one time. I didn't make it to the Robot Cafe. That was something that I wanted to do.
Oh no!
Yeah, I didn't make it to that. I was thinking about going to the Snoopy Cafe. I didn't make it to that. I didn't have much time because I had to pick up the Star Wars Celebration tickets.
Yes,
I had to leave for that, and we talked about it when we did the pre-recording. I really wanted to go to a baseball game.
Yes.
So I actually went online before I left, and it took me 4 hours. But I managed to buy one ticket because everything's in Japanese, and you have to register as a Japanese fan or as a Marlins fan first. You have to have a Japanese address. And you have to write it all in Japanese. You can't use any English at all when you're doing this.
Oh my
So I used my hotel room as the address. And anyways, I managed to get this ticket. The ticket's entirely in Japanese. So I have no idea how I'm going, where to go or anything. But the game was amazing. Oh my gosh. It was one of the highlights of the trip.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah. So the right field is all the hometown fans.
Mm-hmm.
And when the home team is playing or batting, they're singing and dancing and chanting and waving flags and playing music and just going nuts. And the left field is the away team fans. When the home team is batting, they're quiet. And then when the away team is batting, they're singing and dancing and chanting and clapping and waving flags and going nuts. And then the entire infield hardly talks at all.
Oh.
They hardly, that's a home run.
Wow.
like they're very polite. They don't cause problems. There was a lot of Americans at the game because they were all going to Star Wars Celebration, and it was right next door to the Celebration Convention Center, and it was Star Wars night at that game.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is cool.
So they had Star Wars fireworks, and they had every time a fall ball would go, they had Chewie come up on the screen and roar, and but they didn't have. What was ridiculous was, so we go to the gift shop, and I'm expecting there to be like Star Wars stuff in the gift shop for Star Wars night. Nothing, like not one thing. That is really cool posters with the players dressed up as Star Wars characters in the concourse advertising the game. Like they should have been selling those posters. I would have bought one of those posters for sure. So I bought a Marlins hat at the game, and that was what it. And then the food was ridiculous. Like they I don't know. I think that was a hot dog, but I don't know for sure. But it was probably about a meter long on a stick.
Oh my gosh!
No bun. It was just a big sausage on a stick. It might have been an eel. I don't know. I'm thinking it was a sausage. I didn't buy it because the first thing I bought. So they had these noodles with shrimp. And I thought, well, that'd be kind of cool. Watch a baseball game, have some noodles with shrimp. So I ordered. You go at a point. The guy gives you the ticket, and then they call your number, but they call your number in Japanese, so I have no idea what number they're calling. So I asked somebody, "Could you let me know when they call my number?" so he told me, "Yeah, go up." So I get back to my seat, I open it up. It's full of octopus tentacles and squid, all sorts of stuff. So I tried one octopus tentacle. I figured, well, I'm going to give it a go. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of octopus tentacles. So I took all that stuff, kind of put it off to the side. But the noodles and the shrimp was good. And I went and got a churro and it was a lot of fun. So whenever the home team would hit a ball or do a good play, all the Americans that were in the audience would cheer and stand up and clap. But the Japanese people, they don't really get into it like that. That's not how they show their appreciation.
Oh, I'm so glad you got to go to a game.
Yeah,
because that was something you said you really wanted to do.
Yeah. So it was one of the highlights. It really was. It was the experience I never experienced before.
That's fantastic.
How much would that ticket have cost, like in Canadian, to go to a game?
I think that was $40.
So that's good too.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So, but I had a really good seat, but I know I wasn't sitting in the seat I was supposed to. Because when I got to the stadium, I met these guys that had the jerseys on that were Japanese. They were going to the game also. So I kind of walked up beside him and I said, "Do you speak English?" And they said, "Yeah, a little bit." And so I kind of talked to them. I said, "I'm from Canada." By the way, anytime I said I was from Canada, people were really excited to meet me.
Ah.
Yeah, it was really neat. Like they would say, "Oh, I'm from." They assume I'm American. And then I said, "Oh, I'm from Canada." "Oh, that's awesome. That's nice. Nice to meet you."
That's
and a lot of Americans, when they would find out, they would say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that what we're doing to you." So it was really neat. It was really neat. So anyway, so I said to these guys, what gate do I go in? So because I couldn't read the ticket at all. So they told me when we got to the stadium, they told me what gate to go in, and I go in there, and then I said to the usher there, and I pointed, I said, "Which section do I go to?" And he showed me which section to go to. And I said I showed it to the usher in the section, like, "What seat do I sit in?" And she just kind of waved her hand saying, "Oh, you go there." I go, "Yeah, but like what row, which seat number?" And she goes, "The rows are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that."
So
but I have no idea what number I'm supposed to be in. She goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You just go up the rows. Like, okay. So I went and I found an empty seat and I sat in it.
That works. And this guy doesn't know how to count.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what she's thinking. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, anyways, it was good. I had a whole 6 seats empty in front of me. I had 4 seats empty beside me on one side, an empty seat beside me on the other side. The people from behind me were from Indiana. So I chatted with them, the whole night and made friends with them. I went and got a churro and it was good. What was really weird though is so the 7th inning, I'm going to get some more food. Almost everything sold out. They put sold out signs and everything. And the concourse is always busy. Like there's always people there. The lines for food is always long. Like it's like, I don't know, people just go there to eat or something. But the food was cheap. It was pretty, all things considered. Next day, went back to the room. Took me 20 minutes to find my freaking hotel. Got lost again.
I feel your pain, Stan. I'm directionally challenged, so I get it. Yep.
You know what? And a friend told me if you can't find your room, and I do have the air tags in my luggage, that map works better than the Google Maps because you can just see where your luggage is, and you just follow where you're supposed to go to get to your luggage, and it's easier to do than using Google Maps. Completely forgot that tip. It would have really helped me if I remembered to do that.
Aw.
Go to the Find My app on your phone. So day 9, my friends were now coming into Tokyo. They were from touring Japan, and we were all going to meet for dinner that night. So my plan was to do Small Worlds in the morning, and then Planets in the afternoon. It's what the heck's it called? Something Planets. Team Lab Planets, and then go for dinner. Mm-hmm. They're both kind of like museum type things. So Small Worlds, it's a miniature museum. It's 3 stories, and it's all these little miniatures. Absolutely amazing. You might have seen the YouTube videos of the airport where there's like a miniature plane taking off.
What that is?
That's what that is, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's called.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah, it was really neat. I don't want to waste too much time on it. You can check YouTube videos, but it was cool. Well worth my morning. So then for the afternoon, I think it was around 2:00. I had reservations for the Tech Lab Planets, and that was really cool too. It's set up in 3 different areas. There's Earth, Air, and Water. And a friend of mine went and she said, do them in that order. Do Earth, Air, and then Water. So the Earth part was, it's whatever. You go in, there's these big bulbs. It was boring. Then you do the Air part. So that was really cool. For me, there's like these different things, challenges you do. Like there's these balls and you have to hop on these that like embedded into the ground, and you have to stay on the certain colors, but they're changing colors and there's patterns. It was really neat. But the coolest thing is you take a picture, and I took a picture of an airplane, and you color with crayons the airplane. And then you bring your picture to this guy, and this guy scans it, and you download an app on your phone. He scans the airplane, and then you put your phone there, and the airplane comes on your phone. And then you swipe the phone, and the airplane takes off of your phone, and it goes up the wall, and it's up on the wall. And it's this massive room with all these drawings that everybody drew flying around, which is cool enough. But then you use your phone to steer your airplane.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you control the speed, and you can go up and down and turn around, and you use your phone. The problem is you can't take any pictures of it because as soon as you leave the app, the plane takes off. So
right.
I was kind of done already anyway, but I did get a quick picture of my plane before it took off.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, so it was really neat. And then the next room is, or the next area is called Water. So you go into a locker room and you remove your shoes and your socks and put them in a locker room. And you have to make sure your sleeves are rolled, or your pant legs are rolled up. I had shorts, I was okay. And you go walk up this waterfall, and it's like there's railings, and it's not rocks, it's padded floor kind of. And there's all these different rooms with all these different. I'm not selling it well, but it is really, really, really cool. Like it was. I'm so glad I did it. And there's one room you go into, like the water's like up to your knee, and there's all these projections of these koi fish swimming around.
Oh, neat.
And there's music playing, and when the music gets faster, the koi fish go faster, and they start following each other, and they're chasing each other around. And then the music slows down, and the koi fish slow down, and they kind of do their own thing. And yeah, it is. And I just wanted to like get a rubber duck and take off my clothes and it's a bubble bath, and just the water was so warm, like it was so good. There's this little Japanese lady that worked there, And I kind of like asked her if she spoke English, and she said no. So I made the motion like for a drink, and she kind of pointed to where to go to get some water. And I said no. I pointed at the water that we're standing in, and she's like, no. You don't do that. So then I started like really laughing, and then she realized I was joking, and then she laughed like crazy, like it was so good. I told my friend this. He goes, "Can't you just leave the poor local people alone? Like, why do you have to?" So don't drink the water, I guess, is the story.
That's the moral of the story.
That's the moral of the story. Yeah. So then after that, we went out for dinner, and it was an experience. Nobody there spoke English in the restaurant. Mm-hmm. It was filled with only Japanese people that were eating there. There was one guy that kind of could speak English. I mean, we were using the apps and all that. So basically, we just point at the menu what we want.
Right.
Honestly, I can't even remember what I had, but it was good. It was good.
So the food's picking up now.
It's picking up.
Yes.
Yeah. They wouldn't split our checks up, so one person had to pay, and then we had to like PayPal them or whatever. It was a cheese restaurant. That's right. Everything was cheese. Yeah, but it was good. It was good, and so I finally got to meet up with my friends and all that. It was a lot of fun.
That's good. So now you're with your friends.
Now I'm with my friends. I found out that we're at different hotels. I didn't realize it. I booked the wrong hotel. And the way I found out was one of my friends says, "Hey, let's meet for breakfast." And I said, "Sure." And he says, "I'll meet you in the lobby." He said, "Okay." So I go in the lobby. He messages me. He goes, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm in the lobby." He goes, "No, you're not. I'm in the lobby." I said, "Well, there's two different levels. What level are you on?" He goes, "I'm on level." Anyways, it was the same. It was like two different Holiday Inns. Basically, it was the same brand of hotel in the same area, but they were separate hotels. They were like a 10-minute walk away from each other.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So, but mine was a little bit closer to Celebration, and it was a nicer hotel. So
okay, so you lucked out then that you messed it up.
yeah. I mean, it would have been nice if we were all together. So my friends got up at the next day, is day one of Star Wars Celebration. My friends got up at 4 a.m. to go to Star Wars Celebration, and I'm not doing that.
Right? I don't blame you.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. And I had a pass for the first panel of Mandalorian and Grogu. So I went a little bit later. And I got it. I got in no problem. It was well organized in that regard. Went to the panel. They announced that Ryan Gosling is doing a new Star Wars film called Starfighter with the director Sean Levy. So that was exciting. He had no knowledge of that happening, and that's going to come out in May of 2026. Or no, Mandalorian's coming in May 2026. This is supposed to come out in 2027, I think. So that was exciting. That there's a new movie we had no idea about. After that, it was like, well, time to go for lunch. So they have a cafeteria at Celebration. Mm-hmm. 90 minutes in line I waited for lunch. And it was not good, and it was really overpriced.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to have to find someplace else to eat because I'm not eating at this place again. Like, it was not good.
90 minutes? We don't even wait that long at D23.
Yeah. It was bad. And it was supposed to be Star Wars themed food. It was just a bunch of noodles, and they had like a Chewbacca paper bandolier around it, and it was supposed to be like Chewbacca. Like, the picture looked great, but what I got wasn't. The drinks were good. The show floor was insane. Like, you could not walk. Is
that what your friends got up early for? Like, kind of like at D23? Like, were they in line to get on the show floor first or get on early?
Yeah, one wanted to go because he wanted to buy a bunch of the exclusives. And so I messaged him once I got there, and I said, "How'd you make out with your?" Because I got everything. He says, "I got everything."
That's good. Okay, so that was worth it.
So it was worth it for him. There's only one thing that I wanted to get, and I was able to get it. If you wanted something, you could get it. You can get in line. Everything was a long line. You can get what you wanted. But if you wanted to just look around, it was pointless. You couldn't get close to any of the booths or anything. It was probably the worst I've ever seen for a show floor. And it was like that all 3 days. Well, all 2 days.
Did you enjoy the celebration?
I wish I could say yes, it was the best ever, but yeah, no, it wasn't. It was like the panel. I went there and I didn't want to do a bunch of panels like I normally do, because I end up, after I'm done, all I did was sit in panels all day or stand in line to get in panels. And I wanted to spend more time on the show floor, and I wanted to spend more time looking at the cosplayers, and I wanted to spend more time in looking at the fan art and the fans design stuff and that. I sat in panels or stood in line in panels the whole time. Like the panels were great, but it was like it's the same thing I did like the last 3 celebrations. I wanted to, experience more. I was able to get everything I wanted.
That's good.
Lou and Becky were doing a panel, same time as the Mandalorian panel. So I was able to catch the ending of that, so that was cool. Then afterwards, I could chat with Lou and Becky for a bit, so that was nice. We did the 20th anniversary of Lucasfilm Animation panel. That was really good. They were all interesting and all that. Near the end of the day, at closing time, you can walk the floor a bit. But it wasn't too much. And we took a group photo and went back to the hotel, and I stopped at 7-Eleven and picked up some food and went to bed.
It's a long day.
It was a long day. It was a really long day. Celebration day 2, I went a couple of days early. I wanted to get good seats for the Andor season 2 panel. So I met some 2 sisters from Australia, and ended up sitting with them and watching that panel. It was really good. The only thing is they showed the first episode of Andor season 2 to us, but the audio quality was really bad. So they had it in English, and then they had subtitles, but the subtitles were in Japanese, so that didn't help. So it was good, but it was an echo. It was like being at a ball game and there's an echo. After that, I had a lightning lane for a shopping area. That was very well organized as far as getting in. But once you're in the shopping area, it's like D23. There's a bunch of vultures flying around, going, grabbing everything they can. And the one thing I really wanted was this shirt. And there was 2 left on the rack, and they were both a size large. With Disney shirts, I'm usually a 3X, 2X minimum, but I grabbed a large. I found a quiet corner, and I kind of tried to put it over top. Barely made it past my head. Like, this is not fitting. I'm putting this back. So I went to go put it back on the rack. I figured that I'm not getting this shirt. And then they wheeled out a whole new rack just when I got there.
Nice.
So I grabbed a 2X and a 3X, put back the large, and the 2X was a little bit snug. Tried the 3X, it fit. And so I was able to get my shirt. So that was good.
Perfect.
Then after that, I got in line for the Ahsoka panel. So it was basically either lines or panels. Like it wasn't. Yeah.
Did I see one of the hype men that was there was Cameron? Cameron is his last name Matthews. Carrie. Remember we had Cameron on the podcast during. He used to be a character actor at Hollywood Studios, and he was laid off during COVID. And he opened his own company, and he's basically like he does hosting of events and hype man. I'm sure he was there. I'll look it up.
I think I saw it.
I'll put it in the show notes. But yes, he did some of the presentations.
Okay.
just thought I'd call that out. Okay, sorry.
And then that was the other thing too. Like if I was going to go to panels, I really wanted to see some of the smaller panels, but instead I ended up just going to all the big ones.
Right.
That's what I do that's exactly what I do at the expo. I always say every year I'm going to do it a little bit different, and then I do it the same, and then the floor is so busy. Like the last one was ridiculous. They were giving away pins at every single big booth. So like there was lineups the whole 3 days of people trying to get these pins. So you couldn't do what you liked. Like, like you said, you wanted to mosey about and peek at things and really look and enjoy the bits and bobs everywhere. But you couldn't because there was like 10 million people trying to do all of the challenges all weekend long to get these pins. And then, so I tried to do that. But then again, just go to the big panels, look around a little bit, hope you can shop.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. And because I really wanted to see if I can get any like Japanese merch.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get near any of those booths that were there selling stuff. Like it was not good. So we were all planning to go out for dinner together, and of course I got lost. I said, well, I'm going to go back to my room, freshen up, and we'll meet for dinner. So I got lost getting back to my room. So they were already basically at the restaurant. I wasn't even at my room yet. And I said, guys, just go ahead without me. I'm tired anyways. And I went to 7-Eleven, picked up some stuff, and went to my room and had dinner in my room.
There you go.
But yeah, so that was Star Wars Celebration Day 2. How are we doing on time? I can knock off Day 3 really quick.
All right. Sounds good.
So Celebration Day 3, this is day 12 of my vacation. I woke up about 1:00 in the morning and I was feeling dizzy. I felt like the room was moving, like I was on a boat or something. Like I didn't feel good. And I stood up and I sat up and everything got kind of dizzy. I went to go to the bathroom and I ended up throwing up in the bathroom. In the toilet. And I didn't have anything to drink, so it wasn't that. So I thought, this is not good. And I woke up, I went back to bed, and I woke up at 8 and I threw up again. I figured I'm not going to Celebration today. I'm just staying in my room and taking it easy. I mean, they show Celebration on YouTube. So what I ended up doing was the bathtub was really nice in that hotel. So I filled up the bathtub and I put some bubble bath in there and set up my iPad and I watched Celebration on YouTube for the whole day.
That's how you do it.
Just took it easy. Yeah. The only thing I had to do was that morning I had to drop off my big suitcase. By now I had my suitcases separated. They weren't one inside the other. So I wanted to drop off my big suitcase at the front desk and have it shipped to the next hotel because they do that. I think it was like $23 for them to ship to hotel. It saves me lugging it on public transportation. So I managed to do that. Then I went and had the bath and watched Celebration. And after the closing ceremony, like now I'm starting to get kind of hungry. So I just made it over to the train station and got a KFC sandwich and brought it back to the room because I was kind of tired of 7-Eleven already. And I found my way back to the room okay. It was my last day.
Look at you.
I remembered the way home. Being sick and all. But I was starting to feel a little bit better. I had my Japanese chicken sandwich and went to bed. It was a quiet day. My friends messaged me and they said, we're planning so the next day we're going to Disneyland, Tokyo Disneyland. So my friend said, let's all leave at 6 a.m. and we'll all do rope drop together. And I said, it's going to be crazy there. We're not going to meet up at after dropping off our luggage and checking in at 3 different hotels and then taking the monorail to Disneyland. It's going to be nuts. We're not going to find a place to meet up. So he said, yeah, you're right. And he says, we'll probably they'll go. They're all at the same hotel. They'll go together. And I said, I'll just meet you guys. So 6 a.m. comes. I have my little suitcase packed up and I go to the monorail and I'm standing there waiting for the monorail to come and the monorail pulls up and I'm thinking to myself, what are the odds? Because they're further down the line, my friends. Right. So I'm like, what are the odds that they're going to be not only on this train, but in this car that I'm standing in front of? And I see the monorail pull up. I've seen the window. There's all my buddies.
Oh, you're kidding!
Yeah, it was just pure chance.
Meant to be.
So a door opens up and I walk in and go, "Hey guys, what are the odds of this happening?" And they're all like, "Shh, can't talk on the train."
Oh yeah, right.
But they had all their luggage. They didn't ship anything ahead, and they had double the amount of luggage than I did each.
Oh wow!
By 2 suitcases, like they all had like double, like two big suitcases plus backpacks and all that. Because they did a lot of shopping at Celebration. And they, they had bags of toys and stuff that they bought because they went for the shopping. I went for the panels. Yeah. But yeah, so they're lugging all this stuff. We had to take 3 different trains. So helping them carry this stuff and all that. So we get to Tokyo Disneyland. We go to our separate hotels and. I went and dropped off my one little suitcase, and I think I was the first one in the park. I got there pretty early. I was pretty close to the front of the line, and that line gets big at Tokyo Disneyland.
Yeah, I've heard that it can be pretty big getting in. Yeah.
So I got into the park pretty quick, and I had what was weird though is, so I had the vacation package. So I think you asked me about this. Turns out I did have the free drinks where
you did have it. Okay, yeah, because we had Isabel on, and she had told us about the free drinks.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they wouldn't give me any of the specialty drinks when I asked. I asked for the Fru's Brew, and they said, "Oh, you can't use that here. You have to. It's just pop or whatever."
Oh.
Which then my friends go and get the Fru's Brew, and they give it to them. So.
Oh. Did you not tell them you're Canadian?
I don't know. Yeah, would have helped. And they had unlimited churros in their package.
Oh. Yeah. Carrie's eyes lit up there.
Oh,
yeah. So they just go and they show their lady the churro ticket, and they get a free churro. And they get as many as they want.
Nice.
And you see people walk around carrying like 6 or 7 churros at the same time. But I got a free popcorn bucket with my package.
Oh, fun.
So I could pick any popcorn bucket I wanted. But I had limited suitcase space. I didn't want to take up one I really wanted. It was, I don't know if this is going to survive the trip and all that. So I ended up getting one that was kind of collapsible that had the vacation package logo on it. Nice. It was nice. And I got a vacation package bag with it as well. And the meals were included, and it was a good deal. I'm glad I went with the vacation package. So I get into Tokyo Disneyland. First thing I did, the same thing. I went to Walt Disney World the first time. I walked straight up Main Street, or whatever they call it, and touched the castle first, and took a picture touching the castle.
Nice.
I did Small World. Hang on, did I say Hong Kong was Marvel themed?
Yes.
Small World? It's not. Sorry. It's Tokyo that's Marvel themed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Enchanted Tale with Beauty and the Beast attraction was really good. It was absolutely amazing. I did Mickey's Feel Her Magic because there was no wait. It's pretty much identical to the one in Walt Disney World,
right?
Except all the effects work. Like when you get sprayed with the water, you get sprayed with the water. When you get the puff of air, you get the puff of air. When you get all the smells worked and everything, like the back of the seats weren't stuffed with gum or whatever it is that people did over the years at Walt Disney World. It was a brand new experience of Feel Her Magic, except everything's in Japanese, so you couldn't really understand anything.
But you knew what they were saying.
Yeah. For lunch, we all met at the Corner Street Coffee House, which was a good lunch. I had a steak plate. I did Happy Ride with Baymax. I don't know. The railroad was good. They had the dinosaurs on the railroad like they do in Disneyland. But the chairs don't face. You know how you go in Disneyland, the chairs face the inside of the park when you ride the railroad.
The train. Some of the cars are
right.
Yeah, they're not like that. They all face forward.
Face forward. Okay.
Yeah. The Jungle Cruise is entirely Japanese. There is no English speaking line. Very similar to the one in Walt Disney World, except when you go through the tunnel, there's all these effects with projections on the wall of stuff happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool. Enchanted Tiki Room is the Stitch Presents Aloha Ikano Mala, whatever. So it's basically Stitch takes over the Tiki Room. I was so confused. I don't know what was going on. Like there was Stitch stuff happening on the wall, and then a big, huge, massive Stitch comes up out of the middle of the Tiki Room thing there, and he's speaking Japanese and yelling at people, and I didn't understand what was going on at all. I walked out and I have no idea what happened. Like they didn't even sing Tiki Room.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
that is.
Yeah, so I could see why I never got to experience the Stitch takes over the Tiki Room in Walt Disney World when it was there.
It was Zazu and who took it over? Right. Zazu and somebody.
Zazu.
That sounds like Stitch's Great Escape or whatever. Like the one meets Tiki Room.
Yes, that's what it was more like. It was like Stitch's Great Escape takes over the Tiki Room.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Country Bear Jamboree was that was kind of cool. It was like the original Country Bear Jamboree.
Yeah.
It was partially in English and partially in Japanese.
Okay.
So I really enjoyed doing that one. Oh, then I went to do Cinderella's Fairy Tale Hall. There was no line. It was like a 5-minute wait. And I figured, okay, lines are starting to form. This is a good thing to do now. And I figure I'll get pictures with the princesses. Yeah, there's no princesses in Fairy Tale Hall.
That's why there's no line.
That's why there's no line.
So what is it? Just a hall?
There's a throne, and you can sit in the throne and take a picture. And there's a glass slipper, and you could like pretend you're holding the glass slipper and take a picture. And it was ridiculous. It was full of kids running around and people taking pictures and fighting over who gets to go on the throne next. And like, this is nuts. So I left, and it was cool though. It's in the castle, and you go upstairs. When you come out, you're kind of like on the second floor of the castle, like a balcony overlooking Fantasyland. So that was kind of cool. You could get nice pictures. The other thing too that's really weird is the Haunted Mansion is in Fantasyland.
Mm.
So like you see Dumbo, and right over behind Dumbo is the Haunted Mansion.
Well, that's kind of odd.
Yeah, it was really odd. Pinocchio's Daring Journey is pretty much the exact same as one in Disneyland. Then there was Mickey Style Studio. So once again, I think I'm doing an attraction, or it's going to be. Actually, I thought this was a show. I thought it was Minnie Mouse show. It was a Minnie Style Studio, and I got a priority pass for it, thinking, yeah, this is going to be a stage show with Minnie Mouse doing something. Yeah, it was a Minnie Mouse meet and greet.
Oh no!
So that was kind of crazy. They do meetups throughout the whole park, and they're really cool how they do it. It's kind of like Disneyland, but you know how Disneyland has like the walk around characters.
Yeah,
it's like that, but it's not. Like they stay in an area, but people kind of form a semicircle around them, and then the character kind of picks who it's going to take a picture with next.
Oh,
kind of
interesting.
Yeah. So and they're very rare characters, like Baloo or the Cheshire Cat, or like it's really unique characters that you don't get to see in the U.S. ever.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. There's like the mouse from Cinderella.
Oh,
was one of the characters. Like it was really neat. So
I like that idea.
Yeah. I lost my spot.
For those that are listening, Stan actually made notes to make sure that he brought back all of the information that he wanted to share with us. But now he's lost his spot on his phone where he was on the notes.
Yeah, so Tokyo Disneyland's amazing. Like what's there to say? You know,
you loved it.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Your favorite, like, or you still have to talk about Tokyo Disney Sea, but most times people come back and they say that it's their favorite park in the world.
Yeah. The my friends I was all with, they all said that Tokyo Disney Sea was their absolute favorite. That they loved it so much. I mean, I liked it. I don't know.
Really?
I wish I could say hands down, this is my favorite park in the world. It was cool. It was different.
Interesting. Is it so? Then, what would you say is your favorite park in the world?
Probably Disneyland in California. As far as a single park.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Carrie's like over the moon.
Well, that's the thing. Like, everybody says how Tokyo Disney Sea is amazing, and I understand. Like, I read why they say it. Like, just because it's something that's different and new and totally something totally imagined that's not in any of the other parks. But I can't believe that there's something that's going to that's going to knock Disneyland off of its first place podium in my heart.
That's kind of how I feel. Like I think about it, like Epcot is totally unique and totally original and different than any other park. So is Animal Kingdom. It's totally unique, totally original, different than any other park in the world. This is the same thing. It's totally unique. It's totally original. It's different than any park in the world. but so are other parks.
Right.
You know, we did. It was called Leonardo da Vinci's. Oh, what the heck was it called? Anyways, it was like an escape room experience, kinda, and they give you a map, and if you go a second time, chances are you're going to get a different map because they have a bunch of different maps.
Right.
You have to follow the clues on the map that kind of takes you from one area to another area. And there was all these little rooms that were just absolutely detailed and incredibly amazing. It was like inside a castle, and there's like a ship, and there's cannons, and there's these chemical room, and there's these little remote control boats, and it was unreal. It was something like
that's unique.
Yeah, it was really unique and really cool. And we did it at the end of the night. It was like the last thing. We were kind of putting it off and like, oh, we'll try this little thing they got. We kind of did everything else already. And it was like, wow, this is incredible. Yeah.
It's nice really... when you experience something that you're kind of like, yeah, we may as well while we're here. And then it blows you away.
Yeah. Yeah. That was just it. I took the electric railway, which when I got there on the Disney Sea, then I took a steamer boat type thing, and I was completely lost. I had no idea where I was. I was like I wasn't at the front of the park anymore, so I didn't go through the park like you're supposed to, I guess. But it was fun. And then there was like an Indiana Jones Temple of the Crystal Skull. Mm-hmm. Which I thought was going to be the same as the one in Disneyland, in Disneyland. So I got in line, and I know that they also have an Indiana Jones roller coaster, but I didn't think this was the roller coaster. I didn't want to do the roller coaster because the roller coaster actually has a 360 loop.
Oh, right.
In it. So I asked these people in line. I said, "Hey, is this like the one in California?" And he said, "No. This is like the one in Paris with the roller coaster." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I got out of line. Well, turned out it was like the one in California, which I can do. So I was like, so the next day I went to go do it again, but it was a big line. So I had a fast pass that I can use on any attraction in the park. Mm-hmm. So I figured, well, I'm going to use it on Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. So I go, and the guy stamps it, and just as he stamps it, I went, and he stamped it. Like, there's a single rider line. I could have done the single rider line instead. So I used my single fast pass I could use anywhere.
And you wasted it on something you could have done a single rider.
Yeah. And I ended up having an empty seat beside me, so I would have gone on like right away as a single rider. But because nobody else was using the single rider line. But it was cool. It was very similar, if not identical. It was same but different than the one in California. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. The nighttime show, though, blew any other show out of the water.
Yeah.
Like, it was incredible. There was boats, like big boats with kind of like bigger than the boats they have at Epcot on their Fantasmic. Mm-hmm. Bigger than those boats.
Nice.
They look like they're free driving. Like it's a huge, massive sea area, and there's little boats going around, and there's fireworks going around, and there's a whole massive wall of of the hotel that's right on at Disney Sea, and the projections are filling up that entire wall, and it's everything tied to everything else, and the music tied to it. And it was incredible, absolutely incredible. Mm. And you think it's over. And there's another part to it. And you think it's over, and there's another part to it. Like, I was watching with my friends, and I said, like, how much do you think this show costs to run it every night? And it's got to be at least $2 million for that show every night. Like, it was insane how good it was.
See, I'd love to see it. I've heard about it, but I've never like gone to watch for videos because I don't want to see it on video. I want to stand there and experience it. Yeah,
I did the same thing. I didn't want to watch it knowing what's coming next. I wanted to experience it the first time watching it. And I'm glad I did it that way. It was crazy. And then New Fantasyland has 4 attractions, and all of them are really good. Like there's Peter Pan's Flight, which I shouldn't have done.
Oh, the Vertigo.
Between the Vertigo and the it's like Soarin', not Soarin'.
Passage.
It's like Flight of Passage.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're moving around a lot more.
Oh, so the screen plus the movement.
Yeah. That's not something I should be doing. The Elsa's Journey was really good. Rapunzel's Lantern Festival is kind of like the other one, Nahi River Journey, where it's absolutely amazing but really short.
Right.
Yeah. And then the other one was the Tinkerbell's Busy Buggies. So I had fast passes or premier pass for those 3, but I didn't have one for Busy Buggies. So after the fireworks show, I look at my app, it's 20 minutes for Busy Buggies. But it's at the other end of the park. It's a 20-minute walk. So it's like, I'm going to do these Busy Buggies. This is the last one. I've done them all. So I raced as quickly as I could to the back of the park to ride. There's 20 minutes till I got in line. Well, the reason it's 20 minutes is because it takes forever to load and unload. It's like they only load and unload one buggy at a time.
Oh.
And it's a really, really short ride and so not worth it. It was a good 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. What can you say? It's the original 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah.
It was good. They still have, I was at Disneyland. They still have Splash Mountain.
Nice.
We did 2 days at Tokyo Disney Sea with a buffet breakfast each morning, staying at the Toy Story Hotel. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I loved every minute of it.
Would you go back?
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't race back next year. My friends that were with, they're planning on going back in the fall of 2027.
Okay.
That's their plan. I did 2 days. I did a day at Tokyo Disneyland, 2 days at Tokyo Disney Sea, and then one more day at Tokyo Disneyland, whereas they left after they didn't stay that extra day for Tokyo Disneyland the second day. And I'm really glad I did 2 and 2.
That's good.
Which is really neat, though, is I had a friend from New Zealand that had on the solo show, and when the parks were reopening, I reached out to these YouTubers that do Disney park videos. Mm-hmm. So when the parks were reopening, I had one come on from Shanghai, one come on from Hong Kong, one come on from Paris, and then Disney World and Disneyland as well, to talk about what the parks were like reopening after COVID.
Right.
So Jake from Jake's Journeys, he was my Shanghai contact. He's actually from New Zealand. He was stuck in Shanghai throughout the entire time during COVID because he was living there before COVID hit. Then when the parks reopened, he went back to the parks and did some videos and all. So I had him come on the solo show. And we kept in touch over the years. He just happened to be at Disneyland that day.
Oh, you're kidding.
Tokyo. Yeah. So I spent pretty much the entire day with him. Like we had different fast passes at different times we had planned. So we separated here and there, but we got together and we had lunches together and we rode rides together. We hung out for pretty much the whole day for the most part. That's
awesome that worked out that way.
Yeah, and he was there with a friend of his, and so the three of us hung out. It was a really really fun day. They're known for their flavored popcorn. Mm-hmm. I tried every single one I found. The lines were long, but they went quick.
Right. That's good. They were efficient.
They were efficient. They were very efficient. I think my favorite one was the strawberry and banana popcorn, which you could only get. They have a quick service popcorn restaurant.
Huh.
And at that restaurant, you could get any of the popcorn buckets that they sell in the store, in the parks, which is really neat, really nice. And you have them all on display if you want to do a certain bucket you want to get. and they only have 3 flavors of popcorn, but you can mobile order your popcorn. You don't have to wait in line. It was a different thing for sure. So that one was really good. And then my second favorite, surprisingly, was the garlic and scallopini here.
Oh,
yeah, it doesn't sound that good.
No,
I wasn't sure if I should get this one or not, but it was really good. It was.
So you ate a lot of popcorn?
I ate a lot of popcorn. Yeah, but the buckets are small. They're only $4. $4.
Right.
And they're pretty small. The buckets. You don't get a lot, so it's easy to have them all. Probably the worst one was the roast beef.
Ugh.
Popcorn. That one was pretty bad. The regular salted popcorn had like no butter on it or anything like that, so that one wasn't very good. And same thing, it was a black pepper one. It was the same thing. It had black pepper in it, but no butter or anything. It was kind of not that good.
Oh my gosh!
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
And then you had the long journey home again in reverse.
Yeah, pretty much. So that last night, so I did the 3 nights or the 2 nights at Tokyo Disney or the Toy Story Hotel. Then I had to switch hotels. That was my 5th hotel. That last hotel, the reason why I booked it, it was right next door to the Toy Story Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cheap. It was cheaper than the Hilton, which was on the other side of the Toy Story Hotel. And they offered a shuttle service that would take you directly to the airport.
Oh, smart.
Yeah. So you just book the shuttle. I think it was $20 or something like that. And I can't remember. But you book the shuttle ahead of time. You pay for it ahead of time. And they take your luggage and they put it underneath the bus. It's like Magic Express.
Perfect.
And that hotel was unbelievable. Oh my gosh, it was so nice.
Oh.
The room I had was massive. It had a separate bedroom, a separate living room. It was a suite. It had the bathroom was completely a marble. It was all marble bathroom with a walk-in shower, and then the toilet area, the sink area, and then a full bath on the other side of the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
That bathroom was bigger than the hotel I was staying in when we went to Celebration, just the bathroom alone. Plus there was the bedroom and then the living room area. There was 3 windows. It was a corner, like a corner room with a balcony.
Oh my gosh.
It was cheap. It was so much cheaper than the Toy Story Hotel.
What a way to finish your trip.
I'm almost sorry I didn't spend all nights, like all the time there. I mean, you can't get the vacation package.
Yeah.
But you get, it was luxury. It felt like,
That's amazing.
Plus, they had a shuttle that would take you to the airport.
Yeah.
The Disney hotel wouldn't.
And for someone that's directionally challenged, that is probably a very good thing to have.
Well, and now at this point, I got my backpack plus 2 suitcases.
Yeah.
So, and they had a Disney store in the hotel as well. That was just as good as the Disney store that was in the Toy Story.
That's amazing.
And the check-in was way easier than it was at the Disney hotel. After spending that whole day at Tokyo Disneyland, I still had to go check in, and the line was really long. It was a massive line, and then after I did that, I had to get in line to get my suitcases,
right,
and then bring the suitcases up to my room. At this hotel, there was no line at all to check in. After being the whole day at Tokyo Disney Sea, I went. I got dropped off my suitcases in the morning. It was just right next door. I brought them around. I dropped them off, and they said, "Yeah, okay, you can come back tonight and check in. Your room's not ready yet. It's like 7 a.m." So after the fireworks, I went to do the check-in. There was no wait at all, and they said, "We'll bring your luggage up right away."
Nice.
They brought my luggage up for me even.
That's amazing.
And I did the buffet breakfast at the Toy Story Hotel and at this one. And at this one, they'll make you omelets and they make you French toast fresh. And at the buffet, they had these dumplings that were so good. And it was way better than the Toy Story Hotel. The only thing is
you can't kept secret.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. The only thing is, I don't think you can get the vacation package if you're not staying at the Disney hotel. But the money you save on the hotel,
you could have bought some of the other stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're still paying for extra for the dining and all that, anyways. You could have bought Premier Pass. I think you can get Premier Pass without. I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I think so.
Staying at a Disney hotel.
There you go. Best kept secret.
It really is. It really is. Yeah. I like this is like the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. And even like when I like leaving, they'll take your luggage for you, and they brought my luggage out for me and all that, and the bus pulled up and they loaded the luggage on the bus for me. It was incredible.
Oh wow. See, Carrie, we'll have to keep that in mind when we go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We'll be asking for tips and all sorts of stuff, Stan.
Now that's one of my tips for sure.
Yeah.
At the Disney hotel.
It sounds like an amazing trip. Like you must be exhausted when you get back. Like you must be like just done.
Yeah. So the flight home was easier than the flight there. I got to the airport. I screwed up on booking the bus because I wanted to be at the airport for 12 p.m. So when I booked the bus, it had it between 10 and 11 and 11 and 12. Mm-hmm. And it was like an hour bus ride to the airport.
Right.
So I'm thinking this is what time period the bus comes in between 11 and 12 and 10 and 11. No. The bus picks you up at 10 and gets you to the airport at 11.
Oh.
The bus picks you up at 11 and gets you to the airport at 12. So I booked between 10 and 11 because I wanted to leave by 11.
Yeah.
So I got to the airport at 11. So I got to the airport an hour early. Air Canada doesn't have their ticket booth yet, so I have to hang around by the ticket booth for an hour before I could even drop off my luggage. Yeah.
Aw.
So that was a bit of a... I mean, it's better being an hour early than an hour late.
I'd rather be early than late, especially for a flight.
Yeah, especially a flight like that.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss that. 2-hour layover in Vancouver and then the short flight to Winnipeg.
Oh, perfect.
Easy.
Perfect.
Yeah, the CPAP machine, I used it on the flight.
And?
You were asking about that. So United Airlines, I phoned them ahead of time and they said, yeah, you can use the CPAP machine, no problem. And I said, just don't use the water. They told me, which was the same thing. They said my CPAP specialist said is if you take it on a flight, don't use water. The reasons are different because when you use the water in the heat, you use a lot more electricity.
Right.
Which the plane doesn't want you using electricity because you could blow a breaker, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But the CPAP specialist says don't use the water because if you hit turbulence, the water could splash into the machine and destroy the machine.
Oh, okay.
So they both said don't use the water, but for different reasons. Air Canada said no, you cannot plug it in.
Oh.
You can bring it, you can use it, but you have to provide your own power source.
Supply.
You have to buy a battery to hook the.
So can I assume you didn't use it on Air Canada?
Well, I figured, I'll just buy a battery. Batteries are $300 for CPAP machines.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
wow.
CPAP battery that is authorized to use on a flight is $300.
Right.
But insurance covers 80% of it.
Oh, okay.
So that helps a lot. So I bought the battery and I think I used it like 2 hours on the plane. If that. It really wasn't worth it.
It wasn't worth it.
It wasn't worth it. But now I got this battery that if I ever, decide to go camping one day, I got a battery.
Yeah, you got a battery for it. You can take it wherever you want to go.
Yeah, and the battery actually worked really well because I tested it at home before I left, and I was able to use it for 2 full nights.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it has a good charge in it. It's a heavy battery. It's a really heavy battery.
Right.
But you can charge your phone in it too and all that. So if if there's a power outage, I can still use my CPAP machine if there's a power outage.
Yeah.
The only thing is I have to remember at least every 6 months to drain it and recharge it.
And recharge it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And you can plug it in and plug your CPAP machine in it. So if the power goes out, your CPAP machine keeps running.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you
cool.
can use it as that as well.
Like a backup.
Yeah.
As a backup battery. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I got this $300 brick.
There you go.
I don't know if I'm ever going to use it again, but if I ever need it, I got it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What a trip, Stan. I can't I feel like we were talking about it for so long, and now I feel like I blinked and you were gone and now you're back. Like it's over.
Tell me about it.
You must feel the same way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was incredible. Thank you for coming back and sharing it with us, because I know when we were going over the plans, you did a lot of the stuff that you wanted to do. And yes, there were some things that you had extra that you really planned that you wanted to do that, always best laid plans, stuff you just can't fit in. But what an amazing trip. Thank you for coming back and sharing it with us.
Yeah. For the third time. Or was it the second time? I can't even keep track. Second time. Yeah, it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. And there's a lot of things I planned to do that I didn't get to do, but there's also a lot of things I did that I didn't plan to do.
Exactly. So it just worked out. Oh, yeah. Carrie, see, our trip reports after this are going to be like, we're going to have to do something extra fun.
Notes.
Huh? Right?
Take better notes.
Because we're going to be down in Florida. We'll have trip reports after this as well. So, it's Florida. It's not, we're not going overseas, but, what can you say? We'll extend them. So thank you so much, Stan, for coming back and sharing this with us. Now we have to get to our pixie dust because we skipped it last one. I wasn't going to forget it. Nice try, Carrie. Nice try. But we have to share our pixie dust. What brought us joy this week? And we're going to let Stan go first because he's our guest.
So, I'm like you guys. I have the solo show, and it's hard to come up with topics every other week and to plan stuff and all that. And it's nice when something just falls on your lap that uses up a few weeks.
Yeah.
So I had you guys on the show, and we were doing the match game, or we were not match game. We were doing Password.
Yeah, that was super fun.
You two won. You won the solo cups. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was awesome. So now Andor is going on. There's going to be 4 weeks of Andor, so we're going to be doing weekly shows of Andor, recaps, roundtable discussions of Andor on the solo show. And then after that, I want to do match game. I want to do a match game tournament.
It's a match game tournament.
So I'm not sure if you remember the old show back in the 70s, the match game where they have 6 celebrities and 2 contestants, and they would have to match. The contestants would have to match what the celebrities wrote.
Oh, okay. I do.
You do?
How do you not know match game?
I know. I might have to Google it. I probably, as soon as I see it, I'll know. But yeah, okay, go on.
So the match game works like I would be the host, and I'll ask when Chris goes to the Liberty Tree Cafe. She likes to pour gravy on her blank.
Oh, I know which game you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So the celebrities would write down what they would think Chris would pour her gravy on, and then the contestant would say what they think Chris would pour her gravy on, and they have to match the celebrities.
Right.
You have a couple of rounds, and then whoever gets the most matches, that contestant will win.
Got it.
I'm going to be doing that coming up on the solo show. We're going to be playing match game, and we're going to do have a tournament of champions just like we did for Password. So I want you two to come on as the celebrities in a future episode. So my pixie dust is that you guys are going to come back on the solo show, and I got like the next 12 weeks planned for the solo show, so I don't have to worry about planning anything else. I just have to get these questions and these answers and these contestants and these celebrities.
Oh my gosh, you are so creative. Your games are always a ton of fun.
They're fun.
They are they are fun. Of
so
course,
when we're celebrities because we're winners of the Password Solo Cup.
No, because you have your own podcast, you're celebrities in the Disney field, and it's going to be celebrity match games, so they're all going to be Disney type questions.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious! I love it.
So you won't be able to win again, but you'll be part of it. You don't have to come on every single episode. So I'm going to have different celebrities swapping in and out and all that. Maybe some people come on twice or something. But yeah. So
I'd love it. That'll be so much fun. Thank you, Stan. Yeah.
So it's about a month away before we're starting to record these. So it would be.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. That's awesome.
So that's my picky dust. You two are agreeing to come on.
You put it on the podcast, so we have to do it.
Yeah.
I didn't ask you till just now, and I never really did ask you. I just told you you're coming.
I love it. That's fun. Carrie, what's your pixie dust?
I was just gonna say my pixie dust was had a nice nap this afternoon. I was traveling last week, and I came home and I thought I was up to date with my catching up with my sleep, and I thought, oh, I feel like $1,000,000. Yesterday I felt great, a bit of a hop in my step, and then this morning I woke up and I was like, jet lag, schmet lag, forget this, I'm back on track, and then I had to have a nap this afternoon. So it was glorious and lovely. And I definitely felt better after. So that's my pixie dust for the day.
Good for you. Good for you.
How about you? Awesome. What's yours?
It's hard to beat a good nap.
It is.
After all these weeks and weeks and episodes of pixie dust, it took me this long to just have a good nap.
Have a good nap. Ay. And we will have a report. We'll talk about your trip too on an upcoming episode, Carrie. My pixie dust was that finally, because it took a while for the solo show episodes to come out, I could finally unpack my solo cup and put it up on my display cabinet. So I have because now it's out there. But if you haven't listened to those episodes we were on, even knowing that we won, you still have to go and listen because they were a ton of fun. Like that whole game, Stan, everybody's episodes, I listened to them all. And it's just so much fun. So you have to go and listen to it on the solo show. But my pixie dust is that I now have unpacked my solo cup and it's up on my cabinet and I love it.
Playing it proudly.
Yes. Thank you, Stan. Yeah. So Stan, where can everybody find you? The solo show, I'm going to butcher it again. Grand Circle Tour Podcast. I don't know why sometimes it's a tongue twister. And they can find you anywhere they listen to audio.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just look for it looks like a Star Wars logo solo show. There's another solo show out there and that one seems to pop up first.
Oh, you're kidding. I didn't know there was another one.
Yeah, that one seems to pop up. I met some people at Celebration and I would give them a solo show pin and they would look it up and they go, is this it? And I go, no, it's the one that looks exactly like the pin I just gave you. It looks like the Star Wars logo.
I'll have to take a look. But yes, they'll know it's yours. Yours looks like the Star Wars. It's got Star Wars in it. And you'll know, Stan, when you hear him.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So don't listen to one that's not me. Listen to one that has me.
Yes. Well, thank you again, Stan, for joining us and sharing your fantastic trip. And I look forward to some games on your podcast again.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. I'm sorry I talk so much.
No, don't be sorry.
A lot to cover.
There was. It was good. Thank you for the details. And thank you all for listening. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks for listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Make sure you're following us on your favorite podcast player so you'll get a new episode every week. And find us on social media too. We'd love to hear from you.
Till next time, remember, you are never too old to be young. Chase your dreams and design your own happily ever after.